I run several groups. I run a group coaching and I run two VIP groups, which is the best program that I have. One of the things that recently we started doing was to do more role plays in those groups. And that has been one of the most eye opening things that I've seen. I've had a long career in sales, negotiating, management, and it's easy for me to underestimate or not pay attention to that was a learning process. And as we do these role plays, it was, shame on me, surprising to see how poor the listening skills were and how poor the sales skills were. Listening is a really hard thing to do, and active listening for buying signals, looking for objections, looking for those things that you have to educate the other side more on. Yes, we're looking for motivated people and all these things, but if you ignore an objection, it sits and festers. If you have a buying signal that comes to you, take advantage of that and close on that buying signal. Those are oftentimes learned skills. And that being the case, it's something that these role plays have showed me. So, not everyone is in group coaching, not everyone is in the VIP, but one of the things, and I did this in my corporate career in sales, before an important call, I did a role play with another salesperson in that office, and we just went through that. You play a buyer, I'll play the salesman, giving you a price increase or whatever it is. So if you have someone in your group, if you have someone on your team that presumably you're putting together, obviously, a board of directors, and you notice in them skill sets that you don't have, ask about, can we do a role play? Can I practice on you? Do those things. It will improve your game. If you're in group coaching or the VIP, you're obviously doing that with me. But not everyone can do that. So think about the people who are around you. If you have board members, yes, you can use them. If you have professionals to a lesser degree, you can do them. At least you can ask, you've been doing this a long time. What do you think about this approach? What do you think about the problems in that approach that I might encounter? As has been said, prior planning prevents piss poor performance. The other thing is, and I recently had a situation where someone was going to not include a board member in a call because they were in a geographical area where they were going to have to be on that call at midnight. And I said, that's a you mindset issue. High performance people, not that big a deal. So he ended up, I said, contact that person, ask if they can be on that call. And while he was convinced the answer would be no, the person said, yeah, I would like to be on that call with that accounting firm. It's midnight my time, but I want to do a couple other things. One, I want to have a pre-call meeting so we can be prepared. And two, I want to have a debrief meeting. And so he did that. The results, I think, were better as a result of that. That was one of the strongest people on his team. But as somebody once said, never ask, never get. So don't assume that you know the answer for the other person. In his vantage point, he said midnight so he wouldn't want to do it. That clearly wasn't the case. And so he asked, and the outcome was very different. So think about role plays. Think about not assuming that the other person has the same mindset as you. And again, a midnight call is not that big a deal. You don't have any problem staying up until midnight for a party. So staying up to do a deal, kind of a party in our world, isn't it? Okay, so if you don't know what to do, if you don't know the steps, go over to brucewhipple.com. There is currently a Black Friday, Cyber Monday offer that is going on now. If you're not listening to this on Black Friday, Cyber Monday, that offer is gone, but it's there today. So certainly feel free, if you don't and have not seen an email from me on that, to reach out to me. But remember the things we've talked about in this podcast. They will help you going forward. And role plays are one of the most powerful things you can do.